Crime, Wine, and Chaos contains adult language and graphic content. Listener discretion is advised.
Pump up the jam, Chaos Kids. I'm Naomi.
And I'm Amber, and this is Crime, Wine, and Chaos. While your feet are stomping and the jam is pumping.
That's exactly right.
That's a banger, sister.
I love that song so much.
Me too. Was it the Milli Vanilli episode that got you feeling nostalgic?
Maybe. It might have been. It feels, well, that was the last time we recorded, even though that feels like forever ago. I've lived like a lifetime since we were on a squad cast together.
You've lived a lifetime. You're like, I got married and divorced, had a baby, bought a home. I'm like, wow, welcome back.
Oh my God, no babies though. No babies. No, none of that. None of that nonsense.
That
no.
sounds like a fucking nightmare. What's new?
Oh my God, I'm so much travel. I just got back on Friday last week from being in New York City, and I leave tomorrow morning, which is also a Friday. The following Friday, I leave early, bright and early, to head to Oklahoma City.
Love that for you.
So I'm going to visit one of my dearest friends. As you know, she and her husband moved down there with the kids so they could be closer to his family. She said to me, she's texting me and she goes, well, is there anything you want to see while you're in Oklahoma City? And I was like, is there anything to see in Oklahoma City?
Are there any tornadoes in the forecast?
I'd have to go to the Google and ask the Googs, like, what is there to do in Oklahoma City? I was like, really? What I'd like to do is lie around in pajamas and drink coffee and just like hang out with you. And she's like, we can totally do that too. Aww. So I'm going to do that. And then going straight from there to Austin on Monday to another work conference, which will be my 4th work conference in 3 months. And then I'm done. Then I'm done for a while with that stuff. I think.
Oh, God.
So that's what's new with me.
Great.
What is new with you?
Thank you for asking. Literally the opposite. What I was going to say is today was my first day of working from home, and I've literally been sitting in the same spot all day.
Wow.
I have been in this chair, with the exception of making dinner, all fucking day. I think I have atrophied.
In just a day?
Yeah.
I don't know if it works like that.
Well, I did.
I think it takes longer than a day.
Not this body. I did go on a walk on my lunch break, so that counts.
Okay, so not all day then.
Not all day, but that's like the opposite of traveling
just
around.
Most of the day, like mostly dead. You were mostly
dead. Liar. Oh man.
Oh, what are you drinking?
Thank you for asking. Okay. Gazali. It is.
Are we sure about that?
Nope. It's a Merlot. And from the South African region.
That's lovely.
Thank you.
I think we had a couple updates.
We do.
So I wanted to jump in real quick. I had posted this article on our Facebook page, but I know that not everyone who listens is on our Facebook page, and I promised to follow up. And so I have one. As of the 23rd of March, according to this, I lost all my words. According to this article on the interwebs, a court in Argentina convicted Matias Farias to life in prison for sexual abuse, supplying narcotics, and femicide for the murder of Lucia Perez Montero, and determined that Juan Pablo Affidani was an accessory to the crime and sentenced him to 8 years. The third piece of shit, whose name I can't recall and is not actually written about in this article, he's already dead, which is why he's not involved in any of this retry stuff.
Jeez.
So anyway, that happened. Justice was served, and
wow, thank
totally
God.
New decision. New decision. So
good.
There's that update. Yeah.
They got it right. Good.
You also were going to do a quick sort of follow-up, right?
Yeah, we had somebody reach out on our Facebook page, Tanya. I won't use her last name because she didn't say I could. Wanting me to know that there is potentially new forensic evidence that is being presented in the corn rake murder. So Todd Mullis was sentenced to life in prison. And so they will potentially be filing an appeal and presenting new evidence. So there isn't a lot of information right now. So once there is more, I will follow up on that. But thank you, Tanya, for pointing that out. And yeah. And then yeah, okay.
There's the Patreon update.
Oh my gosh, we have a funny Patreon update. So,
well, first of all, we technically have 10 patrons. I mean, okay, you guys, look, I've been a patron of the podcast since Sissy started it. So technically I'm one of them, but, and so is our other sister. And a couple of other very close members of the friends and family circle. But if you count us in it, there are technically 10 patrons.
Correct.
On our Patreon, which means virtual wine night is coming.
It is. It's coming. Stay tuned. Yeah.
But
so
tell us about that 10th patron.
Our 10th patron is Krista, and her partner Dave is the one. I guess he's just jumping on the bandwagon. She's the patron. Let's be real. But we'll let Dave come to wine night too. Who Erica and I met accidentally at a concert that was sort of overbooked. And so we had to share a table with strangers. So they are our 10th patron. And on top of that, Krista has her own eBay store called KD. It must be both of them. That's Krista and Dave. KD Resellers is their eBay store. And I will post a link to that in our show notes for this episode. But go check that out. They've got a whole bunch of cool shit. She's posting stuff all the time on Facebook. They're just like experts at finding treasures that probably, you know what I mean?
Not junk that piles up in the yard.
We're not talking about treasures. Shannon. We're talking about actual treasures. Yeah.
So tell the story about what she said to you, though, about when they did the.
So Dave was trying to convince her to join the Patreon on 420 because that would be awesome. And she was like, no, Naomi's sober. I'm not going to do that.
So cute. I love it so much.
So you've got a super fan there in Krista.
Thanks, Krista. Yeah,
appreciate
you.
Go check out Dave and Krista's store. They've got some cool 100%.
Shit. Check it out. Go find some treasures and help out some Crime, Wine, and Chaos Kids Club members.
And support other local businesses.
Yes. And Chaos Kids, be on the lookout. We will get in touch with you about virtual wine night. Sissy, I'm on Chaos today, so that means you have a crime.
I do have a crime.
Can we dig in on some nightmare fuel, please?
Yeah, this was another one to me. That I will. That I like first saw like years ago, and then just little like snippets of information is what I could remember, and then I happened upon it, just like the Katie Sharp one. I'm like, oh, this is the one.
Right.
So this is the story of Jennifer Schuett. Okay. All right. So we are going to Dickinson, Texas. It's the summer of 1990. And Jennifer had just finished second grade.
Okay.
I know. She's like a cute little peanut. So she's little and she's still super afraid of the dark. And so most nights she sleeps with her mom in her mom's room. Her mom, Elaine.
Wait a minute. Second grade. How old is that? Like 7?
7. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Jade would come into my room every night until like 12. So,
well, I mean, Sebastian literally like co-slept with me until he was like 7 or 8.
Yeah,
so,
totally. Yeah. And Elaine is super cool with it. She's a single mom and she worked more than one job. And Jennifer's dad, I don't think was in her life, or at least that's the way it seemed. No information about him. She was really fucking smart. She loved learning and just like a really curious little kid, right? So Jennifer and her mom lived in a 2-bedroom ground floor apartment. And on the night of August 9th, 1990, Jennifer is in bed with her mom and she is just like tossing and turning all over the place. Right. And I guess one source said that she was doing some work outside. And so she had a bunch of bug bites on her legs. So she was just like itchy and just like wasn't getting the wiggles out. Right.
Yeah.
So her mom was like, I've got to get up really early for work in the morning. You're keeping me up. Would you mind going into your own bed for tonight?
Oh, no. Here we go.
So Jennifer goes into her own room and she turned on her lamp. She had a lamp that was in the shape of a giant light bulb.
Okay.
Sounds really cool. And it like lit up her whole room. So she grabbed a few books and fell asleep while she was reading.
That's a familiar story for me.
Yeah. Falling asleep reading. I know. Same. So the next morning, Elaine gets up and Jennifer isn't there.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I know.
No.
I know. I can't. This poor fucking mother, like the one night that she says, go into your own room. You know?
Exactly. It's always, yeah.
I know.
Yep.
I know. So she checks everywhere. She can't find Jennifer and she sees that Jennifer's window is open. So she calls 911 and the police arrive. And thankfully they, categorize it as an abduction right away.
Right. And I mean, she's 7, her window's open. It's just like, obviously, like,
totally
this is not, yeah.
Well, and some agencies will be like, well, did she go to a friend's? You know what I mean?
I mean, when it's a second grader, if she was 13 or older, though, we'd probably be having a different conversation right now.
That's very true. The other good thing that this agency did, because Dickinson is a tiny town, they have 3 officers and they knew that they wouldn't be able to handle this. So they reach out to the FBI for help.
Right away?
Yeah.
Wow. Way to go, Dickinson.
No shit.
Wow. I'm impressed.
I'm impressed too. So Elaine says she didn't hear anything the night before, like no bumps, no nothing, right?
Yeah.
They talked to the neighbors in the apartments in the complex and they all said that they heard nothing. And they search for Jennifer and they don't find anything. So 24 hours later, on August 10th at around 6 p.m., police respond to a 911 call. In a field about 3.5 miles from Jennifer's apartment, some kids are playing in this field. They're like, I don't know, playing tag or whatever, when one of the boys tripped over something. And when he looked down, he realized that it was a body.
Oh, my God.
I know. And they're little kids, too. Like, that is fucking traumatizing.
Tripped over her. Oh, God.
Yeah. So, they run home and tell their parents, and their parents call the police.
Sure.
So police arrive to the field and they find 8-year-old Jennifer in this tall grass, and she is still alive.
No.
Yeah. She is barely breathing and she's like fading in and out of consciousness. So she's helicoptered to a hospital in Galveston, and doctors did not think that she was going to live at all. So, her eyes were filled with blood, indicating that she had been strangled. Her throat was cut from ear to ear.
Oh my God.
And she was covered in a shit ton of bites, which was later determined to be fire ants because she was put on a nest of fire ants in that field.
Oh my God.
I know.
That makes my skin crawl.
It makes my fucking skin crawl too. Yeah. Ugh. She has also been sexually assaulted. And
of course,
the doctors are able to stabilize her, and she was alert, but she wasn't able to speak because her throat had been cut through her trachea and voice box.
Oh,
I know.
Were they able to repair that?
Yes. So, Jennifer is fucking terrified even at the hospital, and she doesn't want anybody who is male in her room or anywhere near her.
Well, fuck yeah.
So they assign only female doctors and nurses for her, and the male officers stood outside of her room, but they did need to get information from her about who had done this. So the officers would send notes in with questions for Jennifer and hand them to Jennifer's mom. And then Jennifer would write down her responses and hand them back out. And I have pictures of these notes. And first of all, it's fucking insane, her recall. But it's also like chilling because it's this child's handwriting.
Right?
Yeah. So Jennifer said via her notes that she thought she was dreaming because she woke up to being carried by a man who was running with her.
I just got the chills.
Can you imagine waking up that way?
No, I cannot imagine, Amber. No, I cannot imagine waking up being carried, running by a strange man that I don't know.
No shit. I remember being this age and like falling asleep in the car and waking up to being carried by dad, like into the house.
Right.
So I totally know that feeling of like waking up to being carried, but I can't imagine waking up and looking up and you don't fucking know who this person is or why you're outside.
No, I cannot imagine.
Oh my God.
Side note, that reminds me of a little meme I saw the other day on the interwebs that was like, being a baby must be terrifying because you fall asleep in your crib and you wake up at the grocery store.
No shit. Oh my God. You know, they'll get that look too. When babies first wake up and they don't move, but they're looking around.
They're like, where am I?
Mm-hmm. It's like the universal baby thing. Yeah.
How like disorienting is that shit?
No shit. Ugh.
Oh my God, poor Jennifer. This is just so fucking frightening. I cannot
either. So he put his hand over her mouth so that she couldn't scream. And then he got into a car and started driving away with Jennifer in his lap.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He told Jennifer that he was an undercover officer, but Jennifer knew that something was wrong.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So as they're driving, they go past Jennifer's grandparents' home, and she asks the man if he can just drop her off at her grandparents' house. And he tells her no.
Mm-hmm.
He then pulled into the parking lot of an elementary school and tells her to look up at the moon and that her mom would be there soon to pick her up.
To look up at the moon?
Yeah. I'm like, what is this?
What?
And then he started singing, Somewhere Out. No, that didn't happen.
I literally sang that song, that very line, like a few hours ago at work.
That's creepy.
That is really creepy, sister.
Bro, stop twin spazzling me, creep.
No, you twin spazzled me because I did it first.
Oh,
you're the creep.
I'm a creep. I'm a weird.
Oh my God, look up at the moon. What the fuck? Okay.
I don't know. So then he said, I guess your mom's not coming. Yeah, fucker. So he starts up the car and pulls down to a dead end road with a field. She asks him, if you're a police officer, where is your badge and gun?
Good question, Jennifer. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a trigger warning. He tells her that it's in the back seat. So she stands up on the front seat of the car to look in the back. And this is when he rips her clothes off and sexually assaults her.
She's like 7.
Yeah. He then pulls out a knife. He chokes her until she blacks out. And when she woke up, she's being dragged by the ankles naked through the field. She stayed silent and played dead. This girl is fucking smart. Then he got in his car and drove away. And Jennifer said she tried to scream, but she wasn't able to, and she couldn't figure out why.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. And she said that she had just enough strength to put her hand up to her neck. And when she did, she felt a gaping hole.
Oh, that makes my stomach turn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh God.
Also, like, this isn't the first time where we've talked about somebody who was stabbed and it's like they didn't realize they were or whatever, which that gives me some peace to know that like she didn't feel that, you know?
Well, I think she was passed out when it happened.
She was, but I also think your body does like a protective thing.
Oh, sure.
You know?
Like adrenaline's pumping, whether you're like conscious of it or not. And,
yeah. So Jennifer was in that field for 12 to 14 hours.
Oh my God.
Uh-huh. So here's some direct quotes from these notes that Jennifer was writing. She said, I was sleeping. A man opened the window and grabbed me. He had a black beard and a Bud Light. He said his name was Dennis. Yeah.
Okay, Dennis.
Uh-huh. Yeah. She also knew the kind of car, the color, and that there was a dent on one side. She also said he was white, in his 30s, wore glasses, and had 1 or 2 green tattoos. This girl.
Tattoos. Well, that means they're like old and faded tattoos.
Uh-huh. She also said he looked greasy and had a scar on his face.
This guy is like, first of all, he's a fucking cliche. Second of all,
Dennis.
How many guys are there out there in her, like in Dunstown? What's this place called? Dickinson. that look like, I mean, there's like one guy. It's Dennis. You know what I mean?
It's Dennis. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. So a female sketch artist came in and worked with Jennifer. And this woman, like, she was new and kind of like not yet very well respected in the field. And she was super nervous. And she spent hours and hours and hours with Jennifer. As Jennifer, she still couldn't speak. But she had a book of like all these different kinds of features. And so the woman would show Jennifer the book of features and Jennifer would point to them. And then, you know, the artist would draw it up and then Jennifer would shake her head, yes or no. Like this took forever until they finally had a sketch that went out to the public.
And so I was going to say, I was worried that this was going to be like a baby coroner situation. And she just came back with like a stick figure.
No, stop it. Not at all. It's incredible. Yeah. So officers go back to the field to see if there was anything that was missed, and they find clothing in a ditch. It's Jennifer's pink shirt and a man's cut up shirt and underwear.
Cut up?
Yeah. Yeah. So they bag it up and keep it, but they don't know who did this, right? So
his name is Dennis.
Well, his name is Dennis.
We know what he drives. Go.
And he's greasy.
Greasy.
Yeah. So it's years later. Jennifer is a teenager. She's still dealing with horrible fucking trauma, and she's got this like horrible fear of men.
And a horrible scar.
Yeah. Oh, she does. Yeah. Oh God. So she graduates from high school. She goes to college and she becomes a librarian. It's such a peaceful thing to do. Yeah. She did eventually meet Jonathan Martinez, who she went on to marry. And she said that he was like really critical in her healing. And she started doing work in victim advocacy. She makes a joke that once she got her voice back, she never shut up.
Fuck yes, Jennifer. Fuck yes.
I know. I love her. So in 2008, she gets a call from a detective who was newly assigned to her case. And she tells him the entire story. And all that she wanted was for this man to finally be caught. Right?
Yeah.
So this detective reaches out for help from the FBI. And they they start sifting through all of the evidence. And
there's DNA in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. They send the clothing off for DNA testing, and the DNA matched a man named Dennis Earl Bradford.
Oh, his name was Dennis. Why didn't they find this guy?
That's a great question. Well,
they had so much information. His car, what he looked like, tattoos.
Okay.
This, like fucking perfect fucking picture that amateur fucking new baby fucking artist made. They knew his name. I don't understand why they didn't find this guy.
I don't either. But when you see the picture, the side by side of Dennis and the sketch, like I've never seen anything that spot on. And the artist credits, Jennifer for that. Like this 8-year-old was fucking amazing. Like I don't even understand. So Dennis Earl. Dennis was recently released from prison for kidnapping. Yeah. In 1996, 7 years after Jennifer's abduction, Dennis went into a bar and bought a woman a drink. And as the night was winding down, he said he wanted to spend more time with her and he offered to drive around with her for a while.
I bet he did.
So they're driving around and he tells her that he wants to show her a property. And as soon as they pulled up to this remote location, he started choking her and beating her in the head.
Lovely.
Yeah, he is fucking awesome. Then he takes her out of the car and threw her to the ground. And at one point, he knocked her unconscious. He took her clothes off and put a knife to her throat. Then he tells her that he's going to kill her. He then sexually assaulted her. When he was finished, he gives her a towel, tells her to clean herself up. Then they got back in the car and started driving her to another location. And he tells her again that he's going to kill her. She asks him why he didn't already. And he suddenly starts apologizing and stops the car and lets her out.
What?
Yeah.
He can do it to a 7-year-old, but not a grown woman. Whatever, Dennis.
Yeah, exactly. So when he pulled away, she memorized his license plate. And
fuck yeah.
Yep. And she immediately went to the police with that and did a rape kit, which is what put his DNA into the database.
Did his car have a dent in the side of it?
Oh, I think so. I don't know if that...
Was it the same car?
Maybe. Basically, everything that Jennifer said was exactly right. Like, it was fucking incredible. Yeah. So when this DNA matches the DNA in Jennifer's case, law enforcement request a copy of Dennis's driver's license photo from back when Jennifer was abducted. And the photo looks exactly like the sketch.
Of course it does.
Incredible. They also learned that he had an address in Dickinson during the time of Jennifer's abduction. So Dennis is pulled over in a traffic stop with his wife. And this is
no.
Yeah. And he's arrested for the assault on Jennifer.
Wow.
Yeah. He had a wife, a successful career as a welder, and 3 stepsons.
Jesus. Okay.
When police question him, he says that he remembers the case of Jennifer because he was in Dickinson at that time and that he prayed for her.
Oh, he did.
He prayed.
He prayed for her. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Tots and prayers.
Care Bear stare. The police then tell Dennis that Jennifer survived.
He thought she died?
Yeah.
So he wasn't really following that case.
I think he got out of the area after that.
Clearly.
Yes. Then he says, "You did your homework." He said, "I'm ready for this to be over. Forgive me, Mama."
What?
These are quotes.
Oh my God. Oh
Mama.
my God. I was just going to say that. Just killed a man. Or tried to kill a 7-year-old. What the fuck? Oh my God, this guy.
Yep. He said, "Forgive me, Mama. I pulled that little girl out of her window. I told her I was a police officer. And then I just lost it like a savage. I raped her and I cut her throat. I don't know why. Many times I wanted it to end."
Wanted what to end?
I don't fucking know.
God, this guy.
His trauma.
He was traumatized.
He traumatized himself.
These guys are always so fucking dramatic.
Well, yeah, he went into Bohemian Rhapsody during his interrogation. Drama. All right. So after 4 hours of questioning, they got a full confession.
Okay. Yeah. All right. He had to get that off his chest.
Yeah.
It's part of his process. It's part of his healing process.
Healing for Dennis. Yeah.
God.
Yeah. So Jennifer is notified of the arrest and she wants nothing more than to come face to face with this fucker, right? Oh yeah. She has her victim impact statement prepared.
She's been waiting. She's had it written for years.
Yeah. Well, this gets kind of sad because the only request that she had was keep him fucking alive. You better keep him alive.
Right.
But 3 months before his trial, Dennis was found dead in his jail cell, having hung himself.
Oh my God. Seriously?
Yeah. Unfortunately, despite the fact that Jennifer had made that request over and over and over again, Dennis was moved to a solitary cell into the general population where he had access to everything. And Jennifer was never notified that he was moved. And yeah.
Well, clearly he didn't heal.
No. You know what? I mean, the world's a better place, but I do feel, Jennifer waited a long time.
Yes. She deserved to confront him and say what she wanted to say to him. Absolutely.
So on August 10th of 2010, on the 20-year anniversary of her attack, Jennifer drove to Texas where Dennis was buried and sat at his grave and read her victim's impact statement.
Oh my God.
I know. And here's part of it. She said, "Dennis Bradford, I waited 19 years, 2 months, and 3 days to find your last name and for you to be caught. You chose the wrong little 45-pound 8-year-old to try to murder because for 19 years, I have thought of you every single day and helped to search for you. In your heart, I know you were out. In my heart, I knew you were out there, alive, either living in prison or living a lie. And now I know, listening to my heart for all of those years, you never gave up. I never gave up on finding you. I was right."
Yeah, she was.
And that is the fucking story of the badass Jennifer.
Oh,
I can't.
God, sister. That is just,
It was the little girl that was on the fire ants that I remembered.
Yeah.
I can't imagine laying there. I mean,
no, I can't imagine any of this. Are you kidding me? Waking up, being carried
no,
in a run by a strange man.
in a run. Yeah.
She said he was running
Yes,
with
I
her.
know. That's like being jostled awake.
I can't.
Yeah.
All of it is just. You know what? She lived. That's amazing. That's amazing. Was he going to be charged with attempted murder, though?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
Wow. Sister. Ugh. Well, that was mostly awful with a little bit of, vindication, but
yeah.
I feel bad because we did that whole intro and then we didn't fucking shout out Rick.
Oh my God. Rick is
finally joined the Chaos Club. He's our biggest. He's our number one fan. Let's be real. Rick is our number one.
He really is. Thank you, Rick, for joining the club. I can't wait to meet Rick at Virtual Wine
Night.
And also virtual coffee or water or juice or whatever.
Whatever you're drinking. Whatever you're drinking.
Whatever you want.
Yeah. Well, I also have a survival story for my chaos.
Wow.
So you want to get into it?
Fuck yeah, I do.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you about the survival of Juliane Koepcke.
Okay.
Are you familiar with this?
No.
Does this sound familiar to you? Okay.
No.
All right. Well, Juliane Koepcke was born on October 10th, 1954, which that's the same year Daddy was born.
Yes.
In Lima, Peru. She was the daughter of two German natural scientists, Hans Wilhelm Koepcke, who was a biologist, and Maria Koepcke, who was an ornithologist. That's the study of birds.
Oh, wow.
So they both worked at the Museum of Natural History in Lima until 1968. And at that time, they decided they wanted to get out into the field and study their specialties in the Amazon jungle. So they packed up their life, including then 14-year-old Juliane, and moved out of Lima and deep into the Peruvian lowland rainforest, where they built the Penguana Biological Station. It was a mammal, insect, and fish research center. Also, during this time, Hans Wilhelm was lobbying the government of Peru to protect the jungle from clearing and hunting and colonization. Right. So, kind of a conservationist, if you will. Since they were out in the middle of nowhere, Juliane would be homeschooled for a while. And that was until Lima officials popped into the mix to tell them that Juliane had to return to Lima for high school. She had to go take some high school classes and take her senior exams or whatever.
Okay,
right?
Sure.
So Juliane finished school in late December of 1971. She was 17 years old. She and her mom were going to head back to the research station together about a week before Christmas, but they decided to wait and hang around Lima so that Juliane could walk with her class and get her diploma at her graduation ceremony.
Right.
So I guess they bought their plane tickets kind of last minute because when they were ready to head back to Penguana, the only tickets they could get were for a Christmas Eve day flight on Lanza Airlines. So this would be December 24th. Lanza Airlines, which stands for Líneas Aéreas Nacionales South America.
Okay.
It was a commercial Peruvian airline originally founded in 1963. It started out as a sort of local airline that connected Peruvian cities, but eventually added some international flights as well. A few.
But it was small.
Really small. And notorious for having a shitty safety record.
No. Oh, no. Oh. But they had no other options.
They had no other options.
Oh.
So in 1966, so this would be 5 years earlier, pilot error on Flight 101 from Lima to Cusco caused the plane to crash into a mountainside, killing all 49 passengers.
Holy shit.
And 4 years later, Lanza Flight 502 had an engine fire causing it to crash into a valley killing 99 people on board and 2 others on the ground. And this was also blamed on pilot error, as well as a lack of engine maintenance.
Oh no. So is this like this pilots that graduated at the bottom of their class are going to this airline?
I guess. I don't know.
Okay. Wow. That's scary. Okay.
So basically everyone knew that LANSA was a shitty airline, and it was never anyone's first choice for flights. It was definitely widely considered a last resort when booking air travel, and like the common like phrase said in Peru about LANSA was LANSA lands on its belly.
Oh no. God.
So yeah, Maria and Juliane weren't thrilled, but they didn't have any other options if they wanted to be back in Panguana by Christmas Day. So they booked LANSA Flight 508 from Lima to Iquitos.
Okay, what would you do if it was Christmas Day and the only flight was like, maybe it won't actually get there? Would you?
I mean, even Hans was like, don't fly on LANSA. Told them not to. I don't know. Like, how far is it? Could we drive it and be back in time for Christmas? Because it was only like an hour-long flight.
Oh, God.
But I don't know. Because this was 1971. Like, what's the road infrastructure like in Peru at the time?
Yeah.
I don't... How important is Christmas? Well, to me today, I'd be like, fuck it. I'll see you when I can get there. You know, I don't...
Yeah.
Like, whatever. It's Christmas. Who gives a shit? So they board it. What about you? What would you do?
Oh, I already, like, I have a little bit of flight anxiety on a really reputable. I just wouldn't fucking do it. You couldn't get me on that plane. No.
Right. Sure. No, I get it.
So
I get
scared.
it. You're like, I'm walking to Iquitos.
Yeah.
So they boarded the Lockheed L-188 Electra turboprop at Jorge Chavez International Airport, and takeoff was smooth and uneventful, although everyone was angry because it was like 7 hours late to leave.
7 hours late to leave? They could have been there already.
Yeah, they could have maybe walked there. I'm not sure.
Maybe a light jog. Yeah. They probably could have. Fuck.
About 25 minutes into what should have been an hour-long flight, the airplane flew into a gnarly thunderstorm. There was very heavy turbulence, and the plane was jumping up and down. Packages and luggage were falling out of the overhead bins. Gifts, flowers, even Christmas cakes were like flying around the cabin.
Oh my God. Oh my God. No.
Juliane got scared when they saw lightning around the plane. She and her mother held hands, but were unable to speak. Other passengers, because they were so scared. Yeah.
Oh God.
Other passengers were crying. Some were screaming. And then the plane was struck by lightning.
Shut up.
This is how Juliane described her experience. Quote, I see a blinding white light over the right wing. I don't know whether it's a flash of lightning or an explosion. I lose all sense of time. I can't tell whether all this lasts minutes or only a fraction of a second. With a jolt, the tip of the airplane falls steeply downward. I can see the whole aisle to the cockpit, which is below me.
Oh, God.
People are screaming in panic, shrill cries for help. The roar of the plummeting turbines, which I will hear again and again in my dreams, engulfs me.
Oh, no.
And then, over everything, clear as glass, I hear my mother saying quite calmly, that is the end. It's all over.
Oh, God. That gave me the chills.
From one moment to the next, people's screams go silent. It's as if the roar of the turbines has been erased. My mother is no longer at my side, and I'm no longer in the airplane. I'm still strapped to my seat, but I'm alone, and I'm falling, slicing through the sky.
No.
End
no. Quote. Oh, my God. I have full chills. She is flying through the sky in an airplane seat?
Yes.
Oh, my God. Oh, God. I hate it. Okay. Fuck.
Juliane fell from about 2 miles up, strapped to her seat that was connected to 2 other seats that were empty at this point. She was awake and aware for most of the fall, but blacked out before she hit the earth.
Thank God. Thank God.
Later, she would learn that the plane literally broke apart into pieces 2 miles above the ground.
Wow. Fuck.
Uh-huh.
So it was lightning.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She came to the next day, dizzy from a concussion, and she's lying in mud looking up at the jungle canopy. And she thought to herself, I survived an air crash.
Mm-hmm.
She shouted for her mom, but all she heard was the sounds of the jungle. She was all alone.
Oh no.
She had broken her collarbone, ruptured a ligament in her knee, and she had lots of cuts and bruises, including a really large and concerning cut in her right upper arm.
Yeah. Oh God.
But she was alive. And considering she fell from 2 miles up, these injuries weren't nearly as bad as they should have been.
Mm-hmm.
As she laid there, she could hear planes passing overhead that she assumed were search planes, but she's down under the deep cover of the jungle. She couldn't see the planes, and no one could see her either.
Oh no. When she woke up, was she still strapped in her seat?
Yes.
Oh my God. And does she have any idea of how long she was on the ground before she woke up?
No, but I think it was the next day, but I'm not sure.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This plane crash prompted the biggest search in Peru's history at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So Juliane knew the only way she was getting out of there alive was if she got up and moved. It took her half a day just to fully get up.
Oh, God.
She was wearing a very short, sleeveless mini dress and white sandals, although she had lost one of her shoes. She kept the other one on because she's very short-sighted and had lost her glasses, and she was having trouble seeing out of one of her eyes, and she used the one shoe to test the ground ahead of herself as she walked.
Oh, that's smart.
She made her way to a stream, knowing it would lead to a river eventually, and the river would maybe lead her to people who either lived or fished on that river.
Mm-hmm.
I actually read somewhere that she found the stream because she heard the call of a bird that she recognized and knew that that bird nested next to water.
God, that's fucking incredible. Wow.
Because of her mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because her mom studies birds.
And what's that called again?
Ornithology. Ornithology.
Wow. That's incredible.
So she actually walked into the stream because it was safer in the water. She was trying to avoid snakes, especially, and the snakes she was trying to avoid are not water snakes, and they're those kind that like blend into the dried leaves on the ground so you can't see them.
I'm going to have a hard time with this. She is in the Amazon, yes?
Yes.
Every mutant thing that will fucking eat you and kill you lives in there. The insects, the reptiles, oh my God, I can't. And she's got bare feet and no
She's
sleeves.
got one bare foot and short.
God.
She's wearing a little mini dress. She's wearing a mini skirt dress.
Not. Oh my God.
She's wearing something adorable, right?
Yeah.
She's 17. She was doing like a 1-hour flight with her mom to go home for Christmas.
No shit. Oh God.
And her cute little sandals and her cute little dress in fucking South America.
Yeah.
You know, it's all warm and lovely.
Uh-huh.
So sometimes she walked next to the water and sometimes she swam. That was kind of her jam, right?
Uh-huh.
It was very hot and very wet. It rained several times a day, but at night it was still quite cold. And Juliane said being alone in the cold night in that tiny little dress was really difficult.
I bet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Okay, this is where it gets.
Okay.
On the fourth night, she heard the noise of a king vulture coming in to land.
No.
She knew the sound from her time on the reserve with her parents, right? She knew what it sounded like. She knew what it was. She was afraid because she knew they only land when there is a lot of dead meat for it to eat.
Mm-hmm.
And she just knew it was bodies from the crash.
Oh, no.
When she turned a corner in the creek, she found a bench with 3 passengers rammed head first into the ground.
No. Oh God, that's awful.
And she was paralyzed by panic. This was the first time she'd ever seen a dead body.
Yeah.
She was also worried her mom might be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the corpses was a woman, and she kind of touched it with a stick, maybe to kind of move something around or whatever. And she saw that the woman's toenails were painted, and Juliane's mom never painted her nails. So she felt relief, and then she kind of felt ashamed for being relieved.
Yeah.
She did find a bag of candy amongst these passengers, which was the only food she had.
Fuck.
And after the... Wait, go ahead.
I was going to ask, this probably sounds really fucked up, but I mean, she's in a desperate, like, I was going to ask if there was an opportunity to like take one of their shirts
or something.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe, but like maybe she would just rather not.
I know. But she found some candy. Okay.
She found some candy. It was the only food she had. And after those were gone, she was very afraid of starving out there. So, 10 days, Juliane walked along the banks of the creek and then the river.
Oh, God.
10 days, constantly on the lookout for snakes and any other wildlife that might want to eat her. By the 10th day, she couldn't hardly stand, and she drifted along the edge of the river. She said she felt so lonely, like she was in a parallel universe far away from any human being.
Oh, my God. I would just be so fucking terrified.
No,
I can't. Oh my God.
And then she saw a really large boat. And at first she thought she was hallucinating.
Yeah.
And when she touched it and realized it was real, she got a jolt of adrenaline. And then she saw a small path into the jungle, which she followed. And it took her to a hut with a palm leaf roof and an outboard motor and a liter of gasoline.
Holy shit.
The big gash in her arm had been infested with maggots.
Nope.
And she remembered that when their dog had the same infection, her dad had poured kerosene on it. So smart as shit, badass teenage girl sucked some gasoline out of the can and spit it out on her infected wound.
Oh my God.
And a bunch of the maggots tried to dig in further into the cut. So she started pulling them out. She pulled out 30 of them.
No.
She was really proud of herself. She was really proud of herself for dealing with this wound.
I cannot. Okay.
You all right?
No. Oh God, my skin is crawling. Now I feel like... All right. Keep going.
Are you sure?
No, but yes.
Okay. She spent the night in this hut. And the next morning, she heard the voices of several men outside the hut. She said it was like hearing the voices of angels.
I bet. Oh.
When they saw Juliane, they were alarmed.
Well, yeah.
Right? Yeah. And they stopped talking. And apparently they thought she was a kind of water goddess that they have in their local legends.
Oh.
They had a local legend of a hybrid water dolphin and blonde white-skinned woman.
Oh, okay.
But then Juliane introduced herself in Spanish and explained what had happened. And these men had actually heard about the plane crash, and they were very kind, and they treated her injuries. They gave her something to eat, and they took her. You're going to love this.
Huh.
They took her back to civilization the next day in a 7-hour journey downstream.
No.
In a canoe.
Stop.
I knew you'd like that.
You know what? We were wrong. The canoe is the hero in this story. And Juliane was like, why am I in a canoe?
Yes.
God,
you're welcome.
Thank you.
Why am I in a canoe? Oh, I still say fuck a canoe. Okay, fuck a canoe.
Okay.
Okay. So they got her to some version of civilization, and then she was airlifted to a hospital. The day after her rescue, Juliane was reunited with her dad, and he could hardly even speak. They just literally just held each other in silence.
Oh.
And so the next few days, he was frantically searching for news of Juliane's mother, Maria, and her body was finally found on the 12th of January. It was later that Juliane found out her mom had actually survived the crash.
No.
But was so badly injured she couldn't move, and she died several days later.
No.
In fact, 14 other passengers besides Juliane had survived the initial crash only to die before rescue arrived.
Oh my God. Do you think it was the slowing down of going through the canopy?
There's some of that.
Yeah.
There's some, yeah. Of the 92 people aboard, Juliane Koepcke was the only survivor.
Wow. Wow.
So yeah, it was determined there were a few factors involved in Juliane's survival. First, the seat/bench. They kept calling it a bench, so I'm not sure what was going on with the seat situation.
Mm-hmm.
But they said that she was sitting she was sitting on it, and then she was in the middle, and the two seats to either side of her were empty. And they think that it must have, like, she basically helicoptered down, like spinning down like a helicopter blade, which would have slowed her descent. And there was likely a large, like, updraft effect from the storm itself that also would have pushed up from below to slow her down as she fell. And then there was the trees and the foliage itself of the jungle canopy that also broke her fall.
Right.
So all of this together turned what should have been a fatal fall into something survivable.
Wow. That's insane.
I know. Another reason Juliane survived is because she spent most of her life in that jungle with her parents.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't afraid of the jungle like we are. And she stayed calm and she knew what to do.
Yeah.
Oh. Her dad was the one that had taught her when she was young that, like, water will always connect to more water and connect to more water and will eventually take you to a river that will eventually take you to civilization.
Right. Shit.
So an investigation into the crash revealed, oh my God, that Lanza and their crews were under a lot of pressure to make up for all those holiday delays. And this may have been a big reason why they did not divert the plane's path around the storm and instead flew straight into the middle of it.
Oh my God.
Okay, this is where you're going to lose your goddamn mind. Okay? On top of that, turns out that particular plane was one of Lance's last existing aircraft.
What?
I don't even...
What?
Yeah. And it was literally slapped together from salvaged parts of other out-of-service planes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh my God. They did like a build-a-plane workshop? What the fuck? That's not how we do. No.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like, no wonder it disintegrated into pieces in the sky.
Shit. Wow.
So after this shit show of a fucking wreck, Lanza lost its operating license, got suspended, and shut down for good. Juliane got a lot of press in the wake of this tragedy. I mean, of course she did.
Yeah.
A ton of news stories were published about it, many full of rumors and outright lies, like that she had abandoned other survivors.
People fucking suck.
Also that she had built a raft to get out of the jungle.
No. Wow. Okay.
So Juliane left Peru. I mean, of course she did. And she moved to Germany, where she studied biology, just like her parents, at the University of Kiel. When her dad died 13 years later, she took over as the director of Panguana and coordinator of its research in the Amazon. Yeah. Years later, she wrote a book about her experience called When I Fell from the Sky.
Wow.
And then she revisited the crash site when Werner Herzog did a documentary about her.
Holy shit.
Yeah. It's called Wings of Hope. Came out in 1998.
That's so cool.
This is where it gets even crazier. Herzog was interested in telling her story because of a personal connection. He was scheduled to be on the same flight while he was out scouting locations for a film, but a last-minute change of plans spared him from the crash.
Holy shit. That is wild.
Isn't it?
I've got the chills. Yeah.
He had planned to make this film about her ever since he narrowly missed the flight, but he was unable to contact Juliane for decades because she was just completely avoiding the media.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
So he located her after contacting the priest who performed her mother's funeral.
Oh, that got weird.
Yeah. Well, have you ever seen Werner Herzog speak about anything? He's weird.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, he's great, but he's weird.
Yeah.
Juliane said visiting the crash site with Werner was a kind of therapy for her.
Oh, good.
She said, quote, I had nightmares for a long time, for years. And of course, the grief about my mother's death and that of the other people came back again and again. The thought, why was I the only survivor, haunts me. It always will.
Yeah.
End quote. So today, Juliane is a doctor. She has a doctorate and she goes by her married name, Diller. Dr. Diller has gone on to become a renowned zoologist.
Of course she is.
Yeah, she's actually a mammologist that specializes in bats.
That's very cool.
Yeah, and she's taken on her dad's mission to preserve the jungles of Peru, despite the Amazon almost killing her. In her words, quote, the jungle caught me and saved me. It was not its fault that I landed there. End
Yeah, it's true. Wow, that is fucking incredible.
And that is the survival of Juliane Koepcke.
Wow, what a badass.
Right?
God. Oh, the maggots, though. I cannot. I cannot.
I know.
No. Ugh.
Yeah.
I just can't even relax now. Everything feels bad. So thank you for that.
You're so welcome.
Oh, fucking badass survivors.
2 survivors today.
Yeah.
2 badass survivors today. That's fucking rad. We were having some synergy.
Exactly.
Sissy,
it was the Bohemian
today.
Rhapsody that did it.
I thought it was the Fievel Goes West. Never mind.
Oh, yeah, it was. You're right. See, we lost it.
It's okay. It's all right. Bring it back. Do we have anything for the good of the order?
No, just the usual shit. Follow us on all the things. Yeah.
Follow us on all the things. You can follow me on the Twitter at Misnomers. There's Tinfoil Top Hat, which is Amber's Rockin' Band. And they're on all the things as well.
We sure are.
We're going to have a virtual wine night. So get in on the Chaos Kid Club and come join us and hang out with us. $5 a month. Just, stop eating avocado toast. Once a month.
God. Stop
it. You love it. Okay.
Love it.
Okay. You know what? Okay. How about this? You just don't go to Starbucks one Friday a month. And instead you get an episode that no one else gets to hear from us. Yours truly.
I was just going to say that.
Us truly.
Us truly. Us's. Well, shit, sister.
Oh, well, you know what? That was crime but it was even your crime was chaos. It was just everything about it was just all kinds of fucking chaotic.
Bye. Crime, Wine, and Chaos is produced by 8th Direction Records. Artwork by Joshua M. Davis. Music by Paul Abner. If you would like to support the show, you can visit our Patreon page at crimewineandchaos.com/Patreon. Cheers. Why am I in a canoe?
Ask the Googs.